Hello everyone, and welcome back to Region Character Plays Doki Doki Literature Club. I am writing a poem.
I am unthrilled.
You're always unthrilled. And I thought about this going into this, that maybe I should look at these words and try and figure out who's going to read it. But I figured if I'm playing this as close to myself it is, I'm absolutely just going to just look at this and pick instantaneously based on what I would just instantly pick.
Okay, so go ahead.
So, we're going to choose Sing. Oh. Weird.
Ooh.
I didn't expect that. Anxiety.
You have to choose 20 words.
Destiny.
Games?
Game. Lust.
Really?
Yes.
You are not lustful.
Yeah. Contamination. Massacre. I'm noticing a trend here. Amazing. Chocolate. I like crimson. Crimson's actually quite the beautiful word. Puppy. Waterfall. Nightgown. Yeah.
What?
Infinite.
I don't know what this is turning into.
We'll see. I don't know myself. Not precious. Parfait.
Turning into very bad smut.
This is exactly what this is. Climax? Yes, it is. Unrequited. Vertigo. Lazy. Kawaii. No, even I'm not that bad. Starscape. After image? I'm curious just because I would love to see how some of these are going to come together.
Fantasy?
I would say vivacious. It's a big word. It's uncontrollable. Graveyard.
No. Aww.
Sticky. Last one. Effulgent. No.
I was gonna say, I know you wanted to click on Bouncy.
I'm gonna click Bouncy. I'm just curious as to where that's gonna go. Oh shit, okay, this is...
The popular
That's the popular one, so that's you. It's alright, you don't have to pick it up this time. You don't like.
Hi again, Sam.
So, FYI, Susan's picking up this one because I don't have enough voices right now.
Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Sam. I hope that this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Oh, she's a manga reader. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki pops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys! Sam always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. I'm looking at you. And you've almost set your house on fire once.
Okay. A, your room was always messier than mine. I can at least see my floor.
Fair enough.
And B, my mom was the one who constantly keeps setting the house on fire.
I'll give you that one. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Yes, you are.
I set the screen house on fire.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that. How come? You and Sam can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, well, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Ooh. Wait, Sayori? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never
Your
mind.
voice got really deep for no reason.
Sorry. I'm like flipping through my ranges out of the blue here, excuse me. So Yuri made it sound like it was a big deal and it's really not. What do I do? Oh, that was the wrong one, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here.
Yep, sounds like you.
Shut up.
Not making a big deal about anything.
Shush. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you, I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club.
Yep.
That doesn't seem to be the case. So Yuri and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of the book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and her eyes meet for a split second. Traditional anime moment! But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, I would probably have not noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you just gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason.
Bullshit.
Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once that starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well... Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. And the only Markov... Now, here's a reference for anybody who gets this. The only Markov I know is Soren Markov, and that's a Magic the Gathering reference. So that's a weird... Okay. That's weird. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. He's a vampire, essentially, by the way. So that's interesting. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yeah. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Aha. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Sam? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that these kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you were related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. That's not how that works. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. I'm so sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. That's... I really don't think you need to worry. It just means you're passionate about reading. The least I could do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's... well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Anime embarrassment. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I'd put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah? Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. Human physical contact, no! That is reading in company with somebody. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Anime tension builds. It feels feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm and the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides under her thumb after it flips to the side. Teamwork!
Yeah!
I'm holding it like this. We're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face. She's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Yeah? To turn the page? Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. The anime headache continues.
This sounds so bad.
This is exactly what you expect, though. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it over in my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side. She catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a little silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. That was an intense, deep statement right there.
You're right.
That's a psychological statement, Jesus. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Sam, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. But it's so embarrassing that you say that, you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I just didn't really know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant it as kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Hi.
Okay, everyone.
Ugh.
I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other.
I am so excited to share my poem.
We might not have enough time if we wait too long.
Ah. Yuri exhales, spared for finishing her thought.
Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this.
It's not... It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright, I stand up.
2 chapters.
I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and then slip it back into my bag.
By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night?
Yeah. The relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't we find someone to share with?
I can't wait! Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Alright, let's see my beautiful poem. Who should I show my poem to first? I feel like we just spent so much damn time with Yuri
Yeah.
that I want to go to somebody else.
Okay. It's your game. You're
go.
piloting.
I know. Let's go Frumpy Face. I need to change it.
Okay.
I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. I don't even get to see mine? Damn it. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can see, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it. I don't know that that's actually a poem. That just seems like a collection of words. Yeah. I told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like where it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. I feel like that describes something else too. I don't even know what. There's a joke. I don't know it. I can't make it right now. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can only be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end and made it fall flat on purpose. I'm so fucking clever. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into that than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something.
Okay, girly.
Peasant. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Who's next? Let's go to... I don't want to do Sayori, it hurts my fucking throat. We're gonna go to Yuri. Can't come on too hard to Yuri. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Exceptional.
Oh
I actually had a feeling that it was gonna trigger her. I actually had a feeling from all the random ass words I picked, it was gonna trigger her. Exceptional. Yeah? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, then ends up covering her whole face. Bleh. Ooh. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Eh? That's I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry. What?
What?
Really? This. You know what this actually reminds me of?
What?
And we're gonna play this. It reminds me of the house in Silent Hill: Shattered Memories. When I asked you to color the house.
Yeah. Okay.
If you,
I get it.
For those who know what we were talking about,
I get it.
you'll know what you know what it is. If you haven't, we're gonna do that later. But yeah, wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. I just picked up what. Yep. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly and looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words of the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing as I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Wow. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammer is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, it's not really something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well... Never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Oh god, I can't even read that. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. I think that's bathing. Yeah, I thought it was bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. Jesus Christ. The last yet to be replaced by sickening blue-green hue of the future. I battle calm's beating air, present but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. God! That is so
deep.
That is so deep and yet so emo at the same time. I feel enlightened by reading that, but I also feel stupider somehow. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Did you really notice that? Did it really notice that, I wonder? I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Yeah? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's very descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy
That's
to digest,
mild?
I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Sam. Really? I must have totally missed the point. That also sounds like me.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose you did only glance it over after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering at her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. I legitimately had not. That's impressive. Yeah? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Sam. Ooh. Accidentally picked waifu, apparently.
Oops.
Me too. Well, they kind of forced that one onto me. Alright, let's go to... I'll save you for last, I guess.
Nah.
Get yours out of the way.
Yeah. So that you can save your voice. Hi, Sam. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we could do better, I'll always listen. I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off than just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Sam. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know?
She looks like a fox when she stands like that. I just want to throw that out there.
Like a kitsune?
Yeah. And maybe that's the point, I don't know.
But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem.
Good job, Sam. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for anything so deep.
I don't know that I picked anything exceedingly deep, but okay.
I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. God, if that's not the statement
That's
of the year.
You.
Yeah, that's actually how I live. So, wow.
Jeez.
Nailed it. Anime protagonist is actually me. That way it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes that kind of writing, right?
Yeah, I kind of noticed that.
Oops. Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayuri? Yeah.
Sayuri, yeah.
Who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness.
Like happy. Does she use words like happiness and sadness?
Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to read like that effectively. Both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuisances. It takes years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though.
I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet.
Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things.
Sure, I'll end up trying different things a lot. Could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles. But I'll always help you find what suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you to have to worry about impressing them or anything.
Haha. Haha.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
Also another fact of life. Jesus, I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. Oh, Jesus, this one's longer. It couldn't have been me. Oh God, see the direction? See the direction sparkle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. Peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I feel blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. So what do you think?
What do you think?
I'm sorry. It's very free form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it could be really powerful.
Yeah, spoken word poetry stuff is big, actually, so that's not incorrect. That's not wrong. What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I have some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway.
I kind of want to know what's going on with this one.
That's up to you. Here's Monoka's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later.
There's a whole school of writing about that now.
I know. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink.
It's not incorrect.
So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
This is your PSA about writing shit. Alright, I guess Yuri's the last one. Oh my god, okay.
Don't hurt yourself.
This is a good poem, Sam. Are you sure it's your first time? I've heard that a lot. No, I haven't. JK. Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or you... I mean... I would love to see... I wish they would show us this poem. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It really reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Sam. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah! And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Cookie spice away. Now you're reading my poem too, right? I'm terrified to hear hers. Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that.
Oh, Jesus.
Dear sunshine, the way you go through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Jesus. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? You look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret. I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
She went from I like sleep to I like food.
I mean, those two aren't far off. Shout out if you enjoy sleep and food. Below, please. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that was a bad poem. It came out nice. Or how should I put it? It sounds just like you.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast.
And probably ran out the door because she was late.
Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monika's the best. But yeah. But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. was a little more stressful than I anticipated, since everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're being nice, there's no way my poem can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. Guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki eyebrows furrowed in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Yeah? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns to the poem with the desk in one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you just completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I wasn't trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Sam did too. So based on that, I'll glad to give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect this just got real. I'm arguing with myself. I don't expect to change anything anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Sam liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Mitsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
The music stopped.
Generic anime tension-breaking music. Eh? That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Sam appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours.
Look what you started.
What did you really expect? Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one who boobs. Wow. I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Sam started showing up. Okay, I thought it was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I did kind of notice that.
Of course you would notice that.
It's hard when the jacket kind of just expands. Natsuki.
Natsuki, that's a little...
This does not involve you! I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Sam, she's starting to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should just jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Sam. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning towards them most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessary in limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Sam? Well... How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with will probably think more highly of me. Help me, Sayori!
What would you do?
Alright. Real talk. I really want to know what's going on with Monika, just because she's very much like the... Like, alright. Yuri's clearly into, like, some super dark shit. Fine. Yes. That's obvious. Natsuki's clearly the, like, doesn't want to admit she's cute, feminine, whatever. That's fine. And I don't like kooky spice at all.
You never liked the kooky spice in any game, ever.
I never mind the kooky spice in every game, but this is just...
That is a lie. That is a lie, sir.
That's mostly a lie. I also don't want to do that voice forever, so I'll give it that. You know what? We just spent the whole day with Yuri. I'm gonna back Natsuki. Let's do it. Yuri, you're really talented. Well, but Natsuki has a point. I think that... I rack my brain in an attempt to back myself up. I think that conveying feelings with few words can be just as impressive as well. Let's the reader's imagination take over. And Natsuki's poem did a really good job at that. Yeah! It did, didn't it? Aha! Shows how much you know. But that's not... Natsuki, I think that's enough. Huh? Me? But she was so mean to me. Natsuki's voice whines. Look, what we talked about yesterday was writing. Writing is really a personal thing. And sharing it can definitely be hard. It looks like we learned that today. Even small criticism can lead to something pretty heated. He glanced over my shoulder. Sayori is nodding vigorously. Yeah, so you don't need to feel threatened. You're a great writer, Natsuki. Ah. Natsuki's voice gets caught in surprise. Thanks for noticing. She finally mutters that, barely audible. Yuri. Yuri looks at me dejectedly. With a face like that, I can't help but feel bad for her as well. I'm sure that Natsuki didn't mean everything she said, so you don't need to feel threatened either. Well, if you say so. Hey, it's not like you need to apologize for me, Sam. Sheesh. Natsuki takes a breath. The thing about... Natsuki glances around the room. Would everyone stop staring at me? And surprisingly, Natsuki has a harder time with it than she boasted. Sayori and Monika look away. Anyway, the thing about your boobs, I didn't mean it, okay? That's all. Natsuki looks away, avoiding eye contact with anyone. Yeah, you're naturally beautiful, Yuri. Sayori. I'll go make some tea. Eh? I was just trying to help. I'm sure she appreciated it, Sayori.
And then you opened your mouth.
I pat Sayori in the shoulder.
Well, now that we're past that, everyone's read each other's poems, right? I hope that it was worthwhile for everyone. Especially you, Sam. And to be honest, it's a nice change of pace from the lazing around we get
used to. So my joining the club was responsible for ruining the atmosphere.
No, not at all. Not at all. There's still time before we go home. So we'll all relax for a bit. Of course, besides chatting, we do literature-related things in the club room. So maybe you can take the chance to pick up a book or do some writing. After all, that's what the club is for.
I disagree, Monika.
Huh? About what?
That's not the most important thing about the literature club. The most important thing is having fun!
Of course. Well, I guess that's why you're the vice president, Sayori.
In the end, though, Monika's right. Being in the literature club probably means I can't spend all my time doing nothing. But in the end, I guess it's all been worth it so far.
Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did we all feel about sharing poems?
It was a lot of fun! Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Sam, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends, too.
God, homework.
So your poems will turn out even better.
I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Sam! Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Hee hee. Sayori beams at me. Truly has been a while since Yuri and I have spent this much time together. Can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Alright, we are going to save this walk home for next time. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. And tell us who the favorite waifu is. We will see you later!